Welcome to Lighthouse Ministries. I want to speak a few moments, if I can, on the subject wisdom and understanding. In the society that we're living in today, we need wisdom and we definitely need understanding. And I'm hoping that by the end of this short segment that we're going to find out what wisdom, what understanding, what it means, how we can get it, and how we can use it in our lives, because we need wisdom, we need knowledge in our everyday lives. All right, so let's get started. I actually got this from the Bible, the King James Version, out of Proverbs. If you want to, and I'll have it, I think up right over here. I'll have it so you can see where it's at. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 5, 6, and 7. What it says is, he says, get wisdom. Get understanding, forget it not. Neither decline from the words of my mouth. In other words, he's saying get wisdom, get understanding, and don't let it slip out. In other words, hold on to it. Then he said in verse 6, forsake her not. Who? Forsake who? Forsake wisdom and forsake understanding. In other words, don't forget it, because she shall preserve you. Then he says, love her, and she shall keep you. Then verse 7 says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, in other words, for that reason. What reason? It's the principal thing. Get wisdom. And with all you're getting, he said, get understanding. Well, before you can get something, you have to understand it, right? So what does wisdom mean? I looked it up in the dictionary, and wisdom means the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The quality of being wise. The ability to make good judgment based on what you have learned from your experience. Then it says, or knowledge and understanding to give you this ability. Well, to have wisdom, we need understanding also, he says. So understanding means the ability to understand something. Well, I knew that, didn't you? To understand something. Well, you also have to be able to comprehend it. So it's the ability to understand something, it's comprehension, and it also means to be sympathetically aware of other people's feelings, to be tolerant and forgiving. So understanding is to understand other people, understand what they're going through, understand their feelings, and to be tolerant and to be forgiving and to be sympathetic toward them. Understanding comes through communication, and through understanding we find peace. Isn't that interesting? Through understanding, we find peace. To understand and to be understood makes our happiness on earth. Thoughts are a wonderful thing, and they can bring two people that's far apart into harmony and understanding. How can we get wisdom? How can we get understanding? Well, this is how you get it. You get it through studying, through reading, through being sympathetic, through having feelings towards other people, for being tolerant, being forgiving. All that comes together in wisdom and understanding. I had a job. I'm retired now, but on my job, I had to have wisdom and I had to have understanding on my job, because I had all these different departments. I had a maintenance man that took care of the property pretty much in all the areas. He had to have wisdom and knowledge too. He also had vendors coming on the property. If we had a bad water leak or something, we had plumbers coming on the property. We had groundskeepers coming on the property, electricians coming on the property. We had all these different things going on at this property, and me being the manager of that property, I had to have wisdom and I had to have understanding. Well, how did I get that? I had to read and I had to study on not only my job, how to understand my job, how to understand all these vendors also. And this can play a big part in life. We need wisdom and knowledge in our life. Well, how can we get wisdom and knowledge in our life? It's through experience. You learn through experience. You ever heard that saying that you learn through your mistakes? I've made some mistakes in my life, and I know you have too. And we can't just fall when we have these mistakes. We have to get up, we have to brush ourselves off, and we have to go on and try not to make them same mistakes over and over again. But you have to have wisdom and you have to have knowledge, and the only way to get that, if you want to know more about the Bible, then you're going to have to read and study and try to learn more and get wisdom and knowledge about that Bible. If you want to have more knowledge and be wiser on your job, then you're going to have to get material about whatever type of job that you're doing. If it's flipping hamburgers or managing an apartment like I did, you have to get the material down and read and study, because that's where wisdom comes from. That's how you get wise. That's how you get understanding. You have to read and study and learn whatever job that you're doing, so you can be a wiser person at that job, and hopefully and prayerfully you're going to get promotions because you're learning more and more about it. I got promotions and I got things on my job because I learned and I studied, and I took a lot of tests. I had to pass a lot of tests. So wisdom and knowledge is very important in our everyday lives. If you know someone, for instance, and you know someone that's been married for 10, 20, 30 years, and you know for a fact that that couple has been successful at their marriage, and you might not have a very successful marriage right now, well, you can get material down, you can read, you can study on how to make that marriage better. And if you know someone, you can ask them questions and you can bounce things off of them and get ideas from how did they have such a successful marriage for 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years. It might not work for you. I'm not saying everything they done is going to work for you, but it'll give you ideas. It'll give you a way maybe to direct a different way that you're going in your marriage or in your life. Or you might see someone, I had someone tell me one time that if you want to be an electrician, then hang around successful electricians, because you can learn a lot from someone that's been doing it for 20, 30 years. See what I'm trying to say? So there's ways to get wisdom and there's ways to get knowledge, but you have to be the one to put forth that effort and say, I want to do better. I want to learn more. Even look at it this way. I looked at it this way, that even if I didn't get a raise, even if I didn't get that promotion, if I learned more and more about my job actually got easier for me. And I didn't mind going in to work because my job was, I knew what to do. But if you have a job and you can't figure out what to do, then you need to start reading and you need to start studying and you need to start asking questions on how can I do better on my job, or how can I do better in my life. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I hope this helped you in some way. So I'm going to end with this. Remember this, you don't have any problems because all you need is faith in God. So this is Carl Bartholomew saying thank you, and I appreciate everyone that's been watching my videos. And please look down below and give me a like, a share, and subscribe. And until next time, I love you. Bye-bye for now.